Owning a new car is a lot of fun, but it can also be a little worrisome, especially when you make a big investment. So we came to the experts. We're here with Mike at Meguiar's.
Well, all right, good to see you, man.
Good to see you. So, I'm really enjoying my car, but I've got
I don't blame you. This is pretty fantastic. I love this. This is great.
Thank you. So a couple of things that I've never had before. One is PPF.
The paint protection film, okay.
Right, or clear bra, as it's known.
Right.
I've got that from the A-pillar forward.
So the full fenders, hood, bumper, mirrors?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And
good.
I want to know what's the best way to take care of that,
Okay.
because obviously it's not the regular paint. What I should do differently. Also, the frequency. I'll be driving this maybe 3-4 times a month.
Okay.
It stays inside, covered up, clean.
Gotcha.
How often should I clay it, etc. And the last thing is I've never had a vehicle with Alcantara, and I've heard that could be very sensitive. So I'd like to know the best way to take care of that.
Sure, absolutely. First of all, I think the PPF on the front of the car, probably not a bad idea at all, especially with something like this that you've got quite an investment with. The care and feeding of the PPF is actually pretty straightforward. You can wash it just like you'd wash the rest of the car. Use quick detailers, use a waterless wash like our Ultimate Waterless Wash and Wax. All of those products and processes are perfectly safe on it. You can even wax it if you want to, okay? You don't have to, but it's perfectly fine to do that. Basically, the PPF is pretty straightforward to take care of. You don't have to do anything really special to it. One thing you definitely want to avoid at all costs is anything abrasive to it. So no compounds, the kind of things that we would use on paint to remove a below surface defect, swirl marks and stuff like that. You don't really want to use that on the PPF. Check with that manufacturer's warranty. Sometimes they will void a warranty if you do that, okay? So other than that, it's pretty straightforward and pretty simple and easy to take care of. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. You asked about frequency. The way you're using the car, it's minimal use, it's pleasure use, as your insurance company probably refers to it, right?
Yes.
But if you're really going to get pleasure from this car with all the canyons that we have in Southern California, something like this is a blast to take up in the mountains, play around on the canyon roads. You got to drive to get there, you got to drive to get back. You've got the time spent up there, it can be a little dusty. The car is going to pick up some road, I don't call it grime at that point because it's not exposed that long. And that's really where, again, something like the Ultimate Waterless Wash and Wax comes into play. This is kind of like a car wash in a bottle. We can actually substitute a full bucket wash with this. So if you're out for the day, or you take it out for a weekend or something like that, you go up to Napa or something like this, you want to keep that car clean. Really quick and easy way with a few microfiber towels to wipe down the entire car, clean it up, including the wheels, the glass, everything. It's safe on all of those surfaces. Really quick and easy way to do that. Keep this in the trunk of the car up front, because don't put it in the back where the engine is. Keep it in the trunk of the car with some microfiber towels, and you can do this on the fly. You can do this while you're filling up with gas, right? Make sure the car stays clean. You get something like the bug that couldn't avoid the Porsche coming at it.
That's right.
And that's actually, let me show you real quick. This is as simple as just a little light spray on here, and then come at it with a clean microfiber towel, and that's gone. That's all there is to it.
So using this product when the car's a little dirty. Okay. So using this product when the car's a little dirty, it doesn't. What happens if there's some contaminant on there? It won't scratch the paint.
Now, it's actually designed to not only add that lubrication, but also to emulsify and break down that dirt. It's not a quick detail spray. It really elevates that whole kind of mindset, and it really is like a car wash in a bottle. So we're a quick detail spray. We just do a light mist and a wipe to remove light dust. Say you take the car to a show. It's perfectly clean when you leave in the morning. You're sitting out on the show field. You get just some light dust that lands on it. That's where a quick detailer comes into play. You've been out driving and now it's gotten kind of above and you're a little worried about a quick detailer, but you don't really want to take out the hose and bucket and wash it. That's where this comes into play. So we don't just lightly mist. We want a little bit heavier use of product on here, almost like if you were going to clay the car. I think you talked about that with the GTI video that you did, right? And then we come back and we're going to wipe this down. Now this car is really clean as it sits, but what's important here is your towel management, okay? I don't want to have a wadded up towel. You want this towel nicely folded, and you can even see a little bit of a line right here with just light dust that was on. I'll take a second towel and use that to kind of buff this down. And if I need to use 5 or 6 towels to wipe the car down, use 5 or 6 towels. You fold that towel into quarters, right? Take it, fold it in half, fold it in half again. We have 8 sides to this towel now.
Yep.
Okay, so the idea is you spray the product, your first wipe comes here and you'll end up with a stripe of dirt. Right? You can pull this back and wipe again, you'll end up kind of tiger striping this towel. Take your second towel and kind of buff the whole area down. Now when you move on to the next section, flip this towel around and start to tiger stripe that section. Then you can fold it over this way and continue to work that. This towel will start to become a little damp as you're doing this. That's perfectly fine. It'll probably actually help you a little bit.
Okay.
You're going to have that second towel as the final buff down. Okay. Really, really quick and easy, and it's surprising how dirty the car can actually be and still be cleaned safely with a product like that. So Ron, we were talking a little bit about some of the Alcantara trim inside this beautiful car. Obviously the steering wheel, the shift boot, but the steering wheel, because it's such a touch point, I mean, this is how you're controlling the car. Your hands are on there all the time, and if you're canyon carving, you're going to be sweating a little bit as you're playing some of those corners. As those skin oils and whatnot start to build up on the Alcantara, you do need to be a little careful about how you clean this. Alcantara themselves actually tend to recommend just straight water, and it's amazing what that can do with a microfiber towel. Right, the great thing about microfiber is that it grabs and holds on to stuff. So what that means is we can spray some water onto the towel and then gently work that against the Alcantara, and the microfiber does a fabulous job of pulling that dirt out. And really the best way to do this is frequently. It's not going to become filthy and disgusting immediately, like with one drive. So get in there on a regular basis as you're taking care of the rest of the vehicle and just give that a quick wipe down, and it will prevent the accumulation of that kind of dirt that can cause some issues. Otherwise, something like our quick interior detailer, which is safe to use on all the interior surfaces of the car, including the touchscreen navigation, these tend to have a pretty delicate coating on them. You need to be a bit careful with it. So what we always recommend is that you spray the product onto the towel and then wipe the surface down. You never want anything to self-dry on materials that are very delicate, like the plastic in front of the instrument cluster, and again, those navigation touchscreens. Spray the product onto the towel, wipe it, and you'll remove those fingerprints, light dust, and all that kind of thing. The leather on the seats, one of our nice leather care products is really going to be the best way to go to moisturize it and keep that nice and soft and supple for a long period of time. You don't have to do that every time you drive the car, but you do want to get into a routine maintenance schedule, really taking care of all the different surfaces of the car. Keeps it at a very, very high level, looking really good. It's great to be able to show off to your friends and neighbors. Your car is always top notch doing it that way.
Yeah.